Are you considering getting married on a cruise ship? Well, this video is for you. I'm Angie, a travel agent that specializes in cruises, and in this video, I'm going to go through your frequently asked questions about getting married on a cruise. So first of all, how does it even work? Well, the first decision you're going to need to make is whether or not you want it to be a legal ceremony. So that means you will need to complete all of the requirements for the locality where you get married. For some countries, it's very easy. For other countries, it's a very complex process. And if you're getting married at sea, it can be even more complex. The alternative is to have a symbolic ceremony on the cruise and then get married legally in your local community. So for a lot of couples, this looks like getting married at the local courthouse, either before or after the cruise. So what are your options for actually getting married? Where can you get married? Well, you have a few different choices. So first of all, you can get married on the cruise ship in the port before you even leave dock. So if you've been on a cruise before, you may have seen a bride boarding with her bridal party bright and early at 10 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for their ship wedding before the ship sets sail. The pros of this is that you can invite people from that city. So for instance, if you live in Miami, you can invite a number of guests from Miami. There is a limit, but you can invite a number of guests from Miami to join you on board for the ceremony and short reception. They just need to disembark before the ship sets sail. Now, the cons of this means your wedding is probably going to be at 11 a.m. You'll need to arrive at the port ready to go, hair and makeup done. You're having a brunch wedding, and you'll have it in the midst of the little bit of chaos of everyone embarking the ship. So you can expect that you'll arrive at the port. You may have to wait for a little bit as the ship is finally cleared for customs. Then you'll be ushered on board. There'll be a little bit of like stop and go until you're finally in the space where you're going to have your ceremony. You'll have your reception, and then your guests will need to leave. The other option is to get married at sea. So some cruise lines offer a wedding at sea option. This is when the captain or a non-denominational officiant on board will lead your ceremony for you. Now, this is a good one to get a symbolic wedding for, because in the case of Royal Caribbean, you would have to get your wedding license through the Bahamas, which can be quite a complex process to approve a wedding at sea. But you'd have your wedding on the cruise ship. Now, it's important to know most of the time these weddings are going to be indoors. If you're imagining you taking over the deck of a cruise ship as it sails through the Virgin Islands, that's probably not going to happen. These ceremonies tend to take place inside. That way you don't have to worry about the weather. They can set up, and then they can ensure that it's private just for you and your party. The third option is to get married in a port of call. Your cruise could potentially go all over the world, and working either with the cruise line or with an independent shore excursion company that I partner with, we can set up a destination wedding for you in one of the cruise ports. It can be completely customized. You can have your feet in the sand wedding at a beach club in Cozumel. You could get married in Venice. It just depends where you want to go and how you want to get married. Now, the big con of that plan is, what if your ship doesn't go to that port on that day, or changes the hours for that port? This creates a lot of stress and instability in all of your choices. So that's something to really strongly think about if you're considering getting married in a port of call during your cruise. For instance, if you're thinking about getting married in September and October on a Caribbean cruise, the weather can be iffy. If there's a hurricane coming, a ship may switch from an eastern itinerary to a western itinerary. So your wedding that's set up for St. Thomas may need to suddenly move to Cozumel in the drop of a hat, and you may incur a lot of cancellation fees or things like that changing it. So that's really important to keep in mind. So the three options again are: you can get married in the port on board before the ship sets sail. This is great because it allows guests that aren't sailing with you to attend the wedding. 2, you can get married at sea. Now, this is probably not going to be outdoors, so that's an important thing to keep in mind. And 3, you can choose to get married in one of the ports of call. Now, if you do decide to get married on board, what does that pricing look like? How much does it cost? So let's take a look at a couple of options. The first one from Royal Caribbean. has a Forever Your Wedding package for $5,499 right now. Now, as always, prices and availability are subject to change. This was the price as of today, July 31st, 2025, but it's always subject to change. And we can go over the current pricing when you reach out to me at Angie@tripswithangie.com to plan your cruise wedding. So you get obviously the use of your private ceremony venue for an hour. That could be a lounge or maybe a special area within Central Park if you're on one of the larger ships, a sound technician to play pre-recorded music, wedding ceremony decor, a 2-tier wedding cake, a sparkling wine toast, and this accommodates up to 20 guests. Now you also get a few perks for being the wedding couple: chocolate covered strawberries, champagne, mimosa, bed and breakfast, dinner at a specialty restaurant, a couple's massage, and they'll include the Royal Deluxe beverage package. So that's just to give you an idea for about 20 people, $5,500 on Royal Caribbean, getting married at sea or on the ship. I mean, the ship could be docked when you got married, but getting married on the ship. Now, to give you a different example, Princess has a timeless ceremony at sea package for around $4,500. Now, this one, they do specify it can be indoor or outdoor, that it's going to be done by the captain. You have daytime options. This is not going to be a nighttime wedding option. The captain will give you a personal welcome. You get to go up on the bridge. They'll announce you on one of the daytime announcements. The captain will meet with you before the event and of course take a photo with you. This includes live music, so up to 30 minutes of a solo live musician, 2 fresh florals for the couple, photography service for the ceremony and up to 1 hour afterwards, 20 digital photos, 4 5x7 prints, a wedding cake, a sparkly toast immediately following the ceremony. And then for the couple, we'll have the romantic breakfast for 2 in their stateroom, a bottle of sparkling wine, chocolate covered strawberries, and of course this stateroom decor. And then that is for up to 8 guests. So you can see you have a lot of different choices. Both Royal Caribbean, Princess, actually all the major cruise lines have a number of different packages, but I just wanted to give you a sense of how much things are pricing so that you have an idea as you go into planning this special day. Now, you can upgrade all of these packages. As you saw in both those packages, there wasn't really a reception. It was just kind of a have the ceremony and then kind of a toast afterwards. You absolutely can add a full reception. I mean, the price can go up, whatever you want to add to it. The other thing that I can help you with as a travel agent is depending on how many people are coming with you, you get additional perks for bringing a group on board. So if you have at least 8 cabins with 2 people each in them sailing, you qualify for a group. And we can set your group rate in advance. You can take advantage of special savings. You can get rooms reserved for additional cocktail hours if you want, depending on how many people are coming. A meeting room. We can also set up additional perks for your guests, like additional onboard credit. So you have a number of options if you are bringing at least 7 other cabins with you on this cruise, and that will be in addition to what's available through the wedding package. So it's really important as you think about your cruise ship wedding or renewal of vows. A lot of these packages are available to do a renewal of vows on board. As you think about pulling this together, it's really important to envision how you want your day to go, where you want to be, and who do you want to be there with you. They also have packages for just 2 people. If you just want to get on board and elope and have that private time all to yourself in a symbolic ceremony, that's another great way to do it. So it can be anything from, 80 people to 2 people. It's really up to you and what you want. But don't get locked into thinking, oh, I just have to take a 3-night Bahamas cruise because that's all anyone can afford. I think you'll be surprised at the number of people who may be interested in taking a longer, more exotic cruise vacation. I planned a cruise wedding in Alaska. That was absolutely gorgeous and so much fun, though it did require a quick run to the town hall in Juneau because they got married while the ship was docked in Juneau. And so the couple had to run to the courthouse and run back and then get married. So again, on those issues related to legal weddings, we have to be careful about where you're getting married and making sure that you can actually get all the paperwork done in a timely manner so that your ceremony is legal. So let me know what additional questions you have. Put them in the comments. I'll make another video to answer all of those. Thanks.